God, YouTube's a pain in the ass. All right, here we go. I hope this is working. Great. Knowing my luck, I screwed up the audio, and it's all going to sound like Charlie says. Okay, according to that, we're live. Okay. Okay, everyone. Let's see what we got going on here. Close that. All right. I know it's a bit late for me, and it's a Sunday, because normally in about a half an hour, I'll be going to bed. But the more I read about this, the more I have to talk about it. Now they're trying to claim the whole thing about Graham Norton and all that was a rumor. It's like, guys, I don't think Ncuti Gatwa is a moron. I do not think that Ncuti Gatwa is stupid. I honestly don't think he would have said something that he did not mean. Now, why they're sitting on this news, I know, welcome to Who Gate number 550,000, I guess. Because what, and also another thing I can't figure out for the life of me is why are they waiting on Disney? It's the BBC who determines when the show gets filmed, when the show gets put together, when the show airs, not Disney. Disney just goes, are we going to distribute it or not? And yeah, I know they want the Disney money, but it's not like the BBC is, completely, utterly broke. And they filmed Doctor Who on a far, far less budget before. So I don't know why they're waiting on Disney. And also, we have to ask ourselves, why would Ncuti say something he don't mean? And then, if it's not a big deal, why did they cut the audio on later recasts of it? Like, they're trying to sweep it under the rug, like my cat, Oreo there tries to sweep, one of his particularly nasty turds in the litter, and well, that's when he feels like making the effort. You four-legged stinky bastard. So yeah, now there's everybody jumping around going, it was just a rumor. And yeah, every article I've read, all right, let me put this in perspective. Disney overran their budget on the Acolyte by hundreds of millions of dollars, if my memory serves. Doctor Who is considered to be low budget as far as Disney projects go. And it did not bomb. It did not fail. It did not go screaming out of the sky and crash into a pit like an old Russian space probe. They were in the top 10 across several major countries. And for once, the Beeb was like number one. Doctor Who was like number one in the 35 and under, in the demographics. And that's something they've been trying to get for a long time. Also, the series as a whole was not a disaster. And I'm sitting here thinking, I've seen far worse. None of the episodes were like Fear Her bad. But then again, there's people who like Fear Her. And then there weren't any episodes, that were, oh God, here I say it. I'm going to say the evil name. Love and Monsters bad. Nothing along that line. There was nothing that was that terrible. But every episode, every series, every season has its ups and its downs. And some people like certain things that other people don't. It's just, that's the history of the universe. Okay, it's how it works. Every time I say Love and Monsters, I feel like I need to grab some frickin' mouthwash. That's a classic, right up there with, oh my God. What was that one that was, oh God, the one that made the one that made Love and Monsters look like, oh, dare I say it? Pyramids of Mars. Okay. What was it? Sleep No More. That was a pile of stinking dookie. What the hell were they thinking? But there were people who really liked it. Oh, well, great. We're series 11. Yeah, a lot of people had a fit about the Battle of Ranskorav, whatever its nuts name is, and that was what happens when you rush things. It's you think even Chibnall, said later on that was like a first draft script. So yeah, he dropped the ball on that one, Ranskorav Kalos. So. But like I said, there was nothing that was Sleep No More bad. There was nothing that was, unless you count. There's people who think Orphan 55 is a fantastic episode. I didn't. Matter of fact, I was about to call them up and report them. Like, is there a futuristic department for adult care services? Because all these people are running around with this little thing and they can breathe, and they got poor Benny dragging around an oxygen tank. Just wear one of these things. So how come Benny didn't have one? Benny! Oh, there's a voice. Oh, God, now I'm never going to get that out of my head. It's going to be a month before I can get that out of my head again now. Well, it's not unusual for, everybody to do 3 and out. So it's not like it would surprise me if Shooty goes, that's it, I'm gone, and hits the road. It just, start the speculation all over again on who's going to be the next Doctor, I don't think so. I don't think Shooty would have made that big a mistake. I did not see anything regarding the SpaceX. At last I checked in on SpaceX and all that, was when we found out those poor guys were stuck up there at the space station. But here's the thing. I'm kind of glad they were stuck because unlike NASA, who decided, I think it was not Challenger, but Columbia, they knew those tiles were going to come off on Columbia, and they could have kept it up there, or send it down and junk it, and send another shuttle up that is working to get them. But no, we're going to bring it back. They knew those tiles were damaged. Just like they were warned about the frickin' the O-ring seals on Challenger repeatedly. And it's kind of sad, too, because I read a book recently. It's called The Wrong Stuff. Look it up. I can't remember the author's name. It basically covers the history of the Russian space program. And that's what it seemed like they were starting to do. Was Russia would just do crazy shit. Like I said, the Russian flag and emblem for their space agency at that time should have been the hammer, the sickle, the rabbit's foot, the 4-leaf clover, the horseshoe, and because they were lucky as hell there weren't more deaths with all they were running a roughshod over safety procedures and all that just so they could be first. I just saw a documentary on the loss of the Soyuz. I believe it was the Soyuz 3 or what. No, it was the Soyuz 11. Sorry. And completely doesn't mention the part in his documentary, this guy did so well, where before the cosmonauts left the station, I believe it was the Salyut, they were getting a decompression warning on their dash. You know what the Russian space control told them at the Cosmodrome? Put a piece of tape over it and proceed with the flight. Sure enough, all 3 astronauts long before they hit the atmosphere. Luckily, everything was pretty much automated or controlled from ground on the Russian space program. So they had no idea these three were dead long before they hit the atmosphere, because in order to fit them into the Vostok space capsule, which they modified and changed its name, they were basically wearing leisure suits. There was no pressure suits in there. So, but that, like I said, I'm glad SpaceX and all that is taking precautions. They're being safe. So, like I said, I haven't seen that footage yet, Donna, but I will look in on it, okay? It's just kind of sad to me that our American space program literally had to hitch rides with everybody else. We were the guys who went to the moon and shit, and they had no backup plan for when they got rid of the shuttle program. Like I keep telling people, Elon Musk could shoot a nun in Times Square. They're not going to touch him. They're not going to do anything to him because he's got the only ride back and forth to space. Which, like I said, yay, capitalism, but all right. Well, yeah, that sub was a private enterprise corporation. Great, my chat just got disconnected. I hope it wasn't my stream too. Yeah, the Titan thing. And the saddest part is they knew those guys were dead the first night, the implosion happened. They heard it. They picked it up on the Sonobuoy net. They've got Sonobuoy nets, or they got these sonar warning nets and all that all over the Atlantic and Pacific, the Atlantic and the Pacific. And they heard the implosion. So, like I said, the trick with Mars, though, it's going to be very tricky, is this ain't a quick joyride to the moon and back. It's going to take months to get there, months to get back to Mars. And then once you get there, you've got to set up somewhere to live, till you leave. And, you got to calculate that's a lot of oxygen that you're going to need to go back and forth. Matter of fact, there's been a lot of suggestion they should do an all-female mission because women typically use less oxygen. They also lighter, less fuel for takeoff and whatnot. So, yeah, no, the master thing was based off of one shot of unit troops surrounding, Russell Tovey. And Russell Tovey's character is obviously one of the main characters in there, and I don't believe he was the master. So, no, I don't think he was the master. We know very little about that series, which is good. It's a good thing. Did you get any Who stuff on Prime? All right, we're talking Amazon. Like I said, I'm trying to buy less stuff these days. Look at this room. As it is, I'm going to have to rearrange quite a bit just to get all my autographs up that I still have in a folder, safely put away, because I've run out of wall room, and I'm going to start tossing shit out here pretty soon. Like I said, I hate doing it because I remember after I got down here, I had a bunch of models I'd had for like 30 years. I threw them out because I was never going to have the time to, put them all back together. They'd gotten into various stages of disassembly during the move. Plus, they'd been together for like 20 something years, and over time they get very, very brittle. And I had like all the Robotech models. And like I said, I chucked them because I need more space for other stuff. The master rumor is a load of hooey. Well, like I said, I'll believe it when I see it. It's also Matt Smith is busy doing other projects right now. That's why he was walking around with a God knows how many foot tall mohawk. Yeah, well, that was for another project. So he's actually getting hired for stuff again. Yeah, poor baby dinosaur. He fell off down on the floor here somewhere. And oh yeah, how many here noticed that Herman's wearing an Adams Family crown now from Burger King? Yeah, Lady G picked that up for him, the other day when we were out. Yeah, Ria Oki, the backpack. Yeah, I've had that one for God knows how long. It's oh heck yeah. See, plus who else was complaining again? That's right. The everybody's now complaining about Star Wars again and all that. It's like, what can you do? But mainly, I just wanted to say this. I don't think Shudigatwa would say something he don't mean. I don't think he was mistaken. For some reason, they're playing ultra conservative football, so to speak, because they want everybody to be sitting on the edge of their seats, waiting to finally hear when they're going to get Series 3. And because there's already been a whole lot of hubbub generated and speculation because of Disney's answer saying, well, we're going to wait until Series 2 airs. And I don't know why they would wait until Series 2 airs because Series 1 did pretty damn well. But at the same time, they do want to be conservative because look at the string of, misses they've had. Even though they made over $1 billion in profit last year, despite the failing numbers and all that shit. Come on, you had that failed Star Wars park, yeah, because everybody has $5,000 to spend one night. $5,000 for one night at that Star Wars thing. I'm like, no, Michelle Gomez has already said this repeatedly that she felt that her master was for Peter Capaldi. So that's why she has no plans on returning anytime soon. Plus, she's always busy doing other crazy shit, So, no, I do not see Missy returning in the future anytime soon. Yeah, meanwhile, yeah, Jodie's landing work head over fist. Matter of fact, she's been having a great time meeting fans, when she gets out of the Duchess and all that. If you go over to X or the platform formerly known as Twitter, you're going to see lots of photos with her, with fans getting pictures. And she just absolutely adores it. So yeah, the whole Russell Tovey's the master thing, throw that out. I have not heard a single soul say anything about, Matt Smith returning in any capacity, let alone being the master. So throw that out. All I'm saying, as far as when the series is going to film and air for the third one, let's get through the second one first. We've got the Christmas special coming up. Then sometime in spring, we're going to have, season 2 of the new series. And then from there, we'll go on from there. Okay, so once again, I don't think Shooty's a moron. I don't think he said that, off as in being a mistake. I think he let it slip, so to speak. I think there was supposed to be a big, fat, major press announcement. RTD out there, waving a banner or whatever he does. And he kind of jumped the gun and beat him to it. I don't see any reason why Disney would not continue on. But here's the reason why I'm also saying be careful. Because look at how many successful series that Disney started just on their animation front, and then they'll dump them after maybe one or two series. Like, Tailspin, DuckTales, and a bunch of others. All right, so people at San Diego Comic-Con was saying the show is dying. That's how much value I put on San Diego Comic-Con. See, that's the thing I can't figure out. If you're such a big fan of the show, now you're going to dictate terms. That's another thing I'm going to have to address soon in a video, is now they're talking about letting super fans or various YouTube influencers have input on your TV programming. And I'm like, holy God, it's going to be a freaking disaster if they let that happen. Well, folks, I got to get going. I'm going to bed in a few minutes, so we'll see y'all a few hours in the parking lot. If you're there, we'll say hi. So take care, everyone. Be kind, be calm, be safe. I got to get to bed. And hopefully we'll see you all in the morning. And then we'll go over this a little more. Take care, everyone.